I'm your podcast
My
host,
that girl
Natalie,
morning
and this is
routine.
where I share ways in which I'm getting my shit together so that
Unmotivated, dull, tired, and like every single day of your life is
in
boring,
getting your life together,
then you're in need
being more
of a
productive,
break.
and finally last year, and I graduated.
Portrays herself to be nothing less than the most best, perfect version of herself.
On the first day of March, I fell into a major funk. Being the eldest daughter, who also lived in a POC household, growing up dark-skinned, 4C hair, the whole 5'9", this was not my first depression rodeo. As I got older, I thought I developed a foolproof antidepressant system that worked like a charm, and it all started with a reset. I've done the same pattern before. Deep clean, glow up, a few days of podcasts, and then I'll be healed. However, this is the third time I have to go through the same progress in the past month. And I think deep down, part of me knew that it wasn't working. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so this is the damage so far. My bed is a little bit messy. These are all the stuff I got from the beauty supply store yesterday, minus the Oreos that I got, but I literally just dumped it all on my bed. Dirty clothes over here that need to be washed. These are just jackets that are on the floor. I have, oh God, y'all, it's a lot. It's actually a lot. I have a pile of clothes right here. These are all just like either newer clothes or thrifted clothes that I literally have no more hangers. Like I ran out of hangers. So they've just been over there. I have no space in my closet whatsoever. Like, look, I have a prom dress up there that doesn't even fit me, but I'm not giving it away. So I don't even know why I mentioned that. Yeah, we have bed. We have bookshelf, which is kind of sad. Like, why is there barbecue sauce next to a signed album? Why? Like, why? So I decided to take my time. I started off with a deep clean and decluttering, getting rid of clothes I will wear when I lost weight, clothes that didn't make me feel happy, clothes I will wear when I gained weight. I deleted out numbers. I took a break from all social medias and let myself just be in my own little world for a little bit. I let myself cry, let myself be the bad guy, and I let myself be vulnerable. Because I think at that time, that's what I really needed. Oh, I know you guys are probably wondering why I have this hat on. I just thought it was cute, so I put it on. Aviator core. I consider this like a spring clean, a fresh start. Of course, my regular old countertop. I really did not change anything from here. I love the setup. It just gives me such spring vibes. And I got these fake, like, I don't know what these flowers are called, but they're so beautiful. I think they're like a lotus or something, or orchids. I think they're orchids. But I just feel like it's just so spring. And even in this, spring, spring, spring. I just love it. I just love it. And yeah, same old over here. The only thing I did was move like some of my perfumes. This is Breast Fuchsia. She's just gonna be here for a little minute. Nothing's really changing. All of my like crochet hats. Like if you think this hat is silly, I have a hat that is shaped like an ice cream cone in here. I have silly hats. I'm a silly hat girl. So this is just where I have all my crochet hats. These are my Pure and Harmony signed albums, my smell good stuff with my lotions, and then this is like my snack part where I have my cookies and my chips and my sweet treats. Same old over here as well. Didn't really change much. Desk area, I did get rid of a lot of old like trash and stuff. I thrifted, hold on, let me put this out the way. I thrifted this lamp a few days ago, and oh my god, I love it. Like the details to it and everything, it is gorgeous. And then my little tray area that just has all my regular night care stuff, my perfumes, my stress relief lotion, my pens, moisturizer. This is just a little red ribbon that I tie around my hair when I'm doing it sometimes, or like when I'm doing my makeup. I have my 2 little mirrors, my little fake phone. I started listening to this audiobook called The Mountain Issue and started taking notes and writing down journal prompts of what I thought. Doing this for some odd reason felt like someone put me, my life, and every complicated emotion I've ever felt on paper. And then with me journaling and making notes, I literally felt like I was just relearning myself. All y'all got these AirPod Maxes and AirPod Pros in y'all ears. When the last time y'all heard a bird? Anyway, I just finished chapter 3 of the audiobook, and it was honestly such a good listen. It was really telling me like what my self-sabotaging traits and what things that like trigger me in real life, what they're trying to tell me, basically. Why is the ground rumbling? Jesus, are you coming? Is today the day? About how self-sabotaging traits, they aren't like bad. They're literally just tools that you learned like from having to go through shit growing up. This is just how your body learned to deal with these things and how to like try its best to prevent it. Because at the end of the day, this is something that the book also made clear. But I feel like this is just her version of like, you know how stoners are like, guys, we're just all on one big giant rock floating around. But she said her version of that. And she was like, literally our brain is used to what's it called, to understand and like go through nature and like understand nature, and then your body is meant to survive. But you're literally living in like a high complex world that has a lot of needs and a lot of wants and a lot of expectations, and your body's just trying its best to navigate that. Like, but this is something you're not really used to, so it's okay to feel like certain emotions that aren't the best. Like, you're gonna feel those yucky, like, bad feelings that you kind of feel shameful about, and it's okay because it's natural, and all emotions are natural. But I think another thing that he mentions in the book that is very important is, although emotions are natural, that doesn't mean that they're facts. In the book, he was talking about certain emotions and like what these emotions mean when you feel them. And one of them was regret. And I do have a lot of regrets in my life. I'm gonna be so honest. I do. I really, really do. There, of course, me being, you know, as you get older, you look back at your childhood and you're like, dang, knowing what I know now, I wish I would have did this, or I wish I would have invested more in that. And one thing that the book says is that, you know, it's okay to have these feelings, but you should never linger in them. Like, don't linger in the regret, because then that just because you just start to become complacent at that point. Like, you just don't move because you're still stuck living in what you missed out. But in this chapter, she said that regret is just an emotion that shows you like where you want to be. It shows you what you really care about in life. And I think recently I was saying like one of my regrets is I wish I was a little bit more focused on school. I could understand why I wasn't, because I had a lot going on in my life at the time, and I had a lot of my own issues that I had to work on. But I regret, you know, not being more invested in school and not being able to really settle down and make friends because I was always working. And then after that, I had to leave school so abruptly, and it was just a lot. But that just showed me, like, even though I've been recently having this regret, that just shows me that at the end of the day, I value education, and I value putting myself, like, in new places to where I could learn or where I could be around people my age and stuff like that. That's something I really 100% value. And it's something that my body is trying to tell me, hey, implement that into your day-to-day life. And this is like also the last thing I want to say about this chapter, because I have to get ready to go outside and I really want some cereal. During this part of the book, she started saying what my self-sabotaging trait is trying to tell me at the end of the day. Like, what is my body trying to tell me? And I have a very bad habit of isolating myself. I'm sorry. And this is literally what I'm doing right now. My phone has been on Do Not Disturb for the past 3 days. I don't even check my notifications. I'm so, so sorry. Let me just read y'all what she said. She said, what pushing people away is telling me. I want people to like me so much that the stress of it all makes me isolate, creating what I want to avoid. Needing to self-isolate too much usually means I am not showing up as my authentic self. When she first said it, I was sitting right here and I'm like, who are you talking to right now? Like, why are you talking to me like this? Basically what she's saying is that in order for you to actually enjoy what you do every day, you have to start being authentically you. Even the parts of you that you don't like, even the parts of you that you think are embarrassing, you have to still do it because that's who you are. That is who you are at the end of the day. So that's when she was talking about, oh, you know, not being your authentic self. That's the reason why life is so hard for you. It's true. Because when you present yourself in the world as someone who's confident, as someone who knows what they are, who knows what they like, who also knows their morals and are okay in standing in that, life becomes easy. Because whenever there's a stressful situation to where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, your natural bodily instincts, the things that are good, your gut feeling, that pops up and it tells you how to navigate your life in a way that is in a way that is most positive for you. Yes. So I learned a lot. This next chapter, I could tell is going to be a doozy. I'm trying to read one chapter a day. After having a book straight up tell me about myself for a week straight, I could definitely say that I came to a solution. I needed to figure myself the fuck out. But like actually. As I wrote more notes and journaled more, and I got more in depth with how I was really feeling, I realized that I had a major problem with uprooting and self-isolation. And it's all rooted in the fact that I care too much. I care too much about how my family see me, and honestly just how the world see me, and I don't care enough about myself. And that's why for these past 2 years, I was able to achieve such beautiful goals and travel places and do things that I normally wouldn't be able to do. But for some odd reason, this past year, even though I'm still achieving my goals, it's so hard for me to like feel grateful and feel appreciative because I just always feel like I'm not doing enough. And also, this is a very hard pill to swallow, but I also realized that a lot of things that I was doing, I didn't even really enjoy them. Like in my head was just constantly trying to create this image of myself and this uphold to this aesthetic, if you may will. And not even just the aesthetic of like coquette or Y2K. I mean like the aesthetic of the perfect oldest daughter. She moves out on her own and everything is perfect and she works her job and now she has a car and now she's going back to school and she's going to do a STEM major and she has friends and a boyfriend and hobbies and stuff like that. And like I was trying to keep that image of the perfect daughter and the perfect person in mind, but in reality that wasn't the truth and I was tired of pretending it was. I just wanted to be. But anyway, now I'm on like my second phase of my social media break because I feel like whenever I took social media breaks in the past, it was for my mental health because my mental health was horrible. But I feel like I never really learned anything, and it was the same cycle over and over again. I would go on TikTok for hours and hours and hours and doom scroll, then feel horrible with myself, and I'm like, okay. After like what 3 months of that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on a break now because it's getting too much. And then I get back on the app and I continue the same habits. And this is the first time where I've actually, with my social media break, started obtaining certain habits so that I don't have to keep doing this. Like I can have a healthier relationship with social media. For example, I have been back on TikTok and I've been posting on Instagram. So I lessened my screen time actually because I'm trying to like get myself to use, like get in a habit of using less social media. So right now I think I have like 45 minutes of TikTok a day. I have an hour of Instagram a day and I think an hour of Twitter a day. So it's been going pretty well. I'm already out of my time limit for TikTok and Instagram. I already am. And then I guess the last thing I can kind of mention, and I'm just gonna talk about I guess today or like I guess my last week, I realized that the reason that I've been like so depressed and so like anxious and so unfulfilled in my life recently, especially since I've been feeling this way since I turned like 19. The 19s are no joke, y'all. Like they're not. Y'all talk about 20 somethings. The 19s will really eat you up, I'm telling you. But it was because I cared so much about what people thought about me. I cared about what social media thought about me. That's why I stuck so hard to aesthetics. And like I would get so mad because like I don't know my aesthetic. And it's like, girl, you don't know your aesthetic because you're like a mix of different things. Like that's literally the reason you made this video, this channel. Show POC girls in different lights, girls that are into like musicals, fashion, like anime, K-pop, films, books, things like that. But it's like I'm trying so hard to stick to like Y2K and all of this and all of these aesthetics and Wanyongism and minimalism and maximalism. It's like, no girl, just be. Like literally just be. That's why I'm so anxious because I'm trying so hard instead of just doing what I want to do, which is just portray what I like to do already. Because it's not like I don't like to do these things. I'm just putting so much pressure on myself because I want it to be perfect. Like in all aspects of my life, social media, like just in general, I've cared so much about what people thought about me, even when it came to like trying to choose my next career, which is like a part of me wants to be a nurse because A part of me wants to be a nurse because I love taking care of kids and it'll give me the stability that I want to travel. But then another part of me wants to be a teacher because I feel like that part of me will be more fulfilled. But then my dream is to like work and do like social work for like the education system for school, work for kids. And honestly, that's something that I want to try to pursue. Like and it might not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly how I'm gonna get there, and I know there's other people that have the same idea as me. And of course, things could change. I'm literally only 20. I could, 3 years into school, I could be like, I don't really like the nonprofit world. I want to go into writing. I want to go into this. I want to go into that. I will find a way, you know? So yeah, I just think one thing I learned is just to not put so much pressure on myself and to let myself be, even with my emotions. Like when I feel, let myself feel my emotions instead of trying to like over explain them or tell me that they're good or they're bad, or like just let me feel them, and then after a while we'll unpack it, or just let myself just be. And it seems easier said than done, but when you realize how many things that you do because you're afraid of somebody else looking at you or somebody else judging you, it starts to make sense. It's just hard to explain. It's just once you get in that mindset of like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, I'm gonna, like, your life is just unstoppable. And I guess my last thing I could say is about my overthinking, because that has been such a major problem in my life. And of course, like, that's not something that's gonna be gone super easily. I can say the book that I read, The Mountain Is You. That book has helped so much. It's helped me just acknowledge the process of when I start overthinking. And after like the first time, it was very hard for me to, use what the book told me to help myself. But after a while, like after like the second, third day of me reading the book, and I would like read one chapter every day or listen because it's an audiobook. There's no shame in my game. It was an audiobook, and when I'm done with the audiobook, guess where it's going? On Goodreads. Like, there's no shame in my game. I will do it. And who's gonna check me? But after I listened to a chapter a day, like after the third day, I was able to start realizing like, oh, okay, now I'm starting to overthink. What did the book tell me to do when I overthought? Okay, calm down. Let myself feel the emotions. All right, why do you feel this way? All right, feelings aren't always, and it's just a process. And I have just learned that the one thing to do that helps with overthinking is literally just make decisions. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I know you guys are thinking like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, what is this stoner bitch talking about? The reason that I overthought is because I wanted to get the best possible outcome from each situation. I wanted it to be perfect. It's like, yeah, I could do this, but if I do this, this could happen. But if I do that, then also that can happen. And I started realizing, I literally started spiraling over situations that haven't even happened yet or that aren't even true. I could think of like 30 million scenarios, and when I actually make a decision, the one thing that happened could not be any of the 30 million scenarios I even thought. So I did one thing, I'm like, I'm just not gonna do. I'm just gonna say whatever I want, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna find something else. For example, do I want to stay in today, or do I want to go to the mall? Shit like that. I will overthink the pros and cons of each one, think of different scenarios, like, oh, what if I go to the mall and I spend all my money and then I'm broke and I can't do this? Or what if I stay home and then I'm sad and I'm horrible and I'm depressed and I feel like I wasted a day? It's just like, okay, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna spiral over possible scenarios. What do you want to do? I want to do both. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to the mall. We're gonna be there for like an hour or two. We're just gonna do some light shopping, and then we're gonna go home and we're gonna have a nice night in. So you can have a good balance of both. Decision made. It took 2 seconds, like that. I was like, wow. I think I like this little life. So yeah, that's all I have to say. That's all I have learned so far. I don't hope. I know, Keyera, we're gonna get this video out. And when we do, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm gonna pass it on to, I guess, voiceover Keyera. If I'm doing voiceover, I don't know how I'm doing it, y'all. We'll see when I edit. I'm sorry if it's a lot of noise. It is raining outside, but I realized I never really filmed the outro. A girl is depressed, y'all. What the fuck is this? I realized I never filmed the outro, and I was like, let me just put on this camera really quick and film this outro. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first time I've done a sort of video diary this style. I usually stick to like vlogs and concert vlogs, but I realized like I do love concert vlogs, and you guys will definitely get more concert vlogs, but I also want to post more like video diaries and things like that, and also be a little bit more creative with, you know, my videos and also my editing style as well. I learned a lot of valuable lessons from reading this book in those, like, in that whole month of me going through that little rut. And am I still in a rut? Yes. Is this rut a code word for depression? Why, yes, it is, if I do say so myself. But you know, it's okay. We move, we go. We're gonna go through this together. We're all just girls. We're all just trying our best. We're all just on a big floating rock, just trying to get by. Like, comment, subscribe. Make this your profile pic. But yeah, I will see you guys later.